Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff, and I'd like to welcome you back to another edition of Jeff's Non-Sport Card Universe, where we look at the history, evolution, and just plain fun of collecting non-sport cards. Now, today we're going to look at a classic set from what many people consider the golden age of non-sport card collecting, the 1950s and the 1960s. The set we're going to look at is the Topps 1961 Crazy Cards. And these cards really are crazy. This is also a set that, for reasons that are unfathomable, really doesn't get the love that I think it deserves. Now, consider this. The cards are spectacular. They're absolutely beautiful. They're downright funny. The drawings done on them were done by Wally Wood, the Hall of Fame illustrator who was one of the original illustrators for Mad magazine. His work was out there everywhere. He even did comic books, things like Tales from the Crypt and Weird Science. So kids that looked at the cards recognized his work, even if they didn't know it was Wally Wood. So this is one of the most beautiful sets, I think, of that era, but it doesn't get the love that the other classic sets do. Now, this is something that a lot of people have thought about for a long time. I'll give you a few of my impressions about this as we go. First of all, this set has to be one of the more politically incorrect sets of all times by the standards of today. Now, when they were issued as cards just for fun and enjoyment, not intended to insult or disrespect anybody. But let me go through the checklist. Showing domestic violence in a humorous light? Check. Making fun of those from other lands? Check. Having death put into some of the cards to get a laugh? Check. And the list goes on and on and on. Just about everything that could be made fun of or poked fun of at the time was in these particular cards. However, before we condemn the set completely, just a little bit of history. In 1961, the Cold War was fully raging. The United States was worried to death that Russia could push a button and shoot off atomic missiles that would vaporize all of us. For goodness sakes, Nikita Khrushchev, the Russian premier, got on TV and said, "I will bury you." Well, guess what? People started building bomb shelters. In elementary school, I had duck and cover drills where we had to duck under our desks. They had us wear sunglasses so that we wouldn't be blinded by the flash if a bomb went off. Well, good grief, if a bomb had gone off close enough to see it, we would all been vaporized anyway. But anyway, this was a very scary time. Did Topps executives put these cards out because laughter is the best medicine after all? But they were also issuing all kinds of funny cards at the times. They did the Funny Valentines. They did the Topps Wacky Plaques. Perhaps kids were just getting a little bit bored with the slapstick humor. Now let's look at the cards and I'll let you sort of make your own opinions as we go. This is one of my favorites from the set. 99-year-old Zeke Meek still has his hair and teeth. And that's the front illustration showing old Zeke. And then on the back it says, "In a cigar box." Yeah, that is pretty good. How about a Texas man has seen a 3-headed cow? And then there is a direction in the bottom of the cards to turn them over. He sees it all the time. And of course it shows him he's just had a nice big bottle of booze there. This one is really great. Stare at this for 15 minutes and you'll discover something interesting. And that's what the card looks like with the thing to stare at. And then on the back it says that you're an idiot. And notice the resemblance of that kid to Alfred E. Newman on Mad magazine. Yeah, that's Wally Wood's influence going through. How about this one? Not politically correct. A man lost 165 pounds of ugly fat in one day. Guess what the back's gonna say? His wife left him. That's awful. That's terrible. All right. A Troy housewife hurt her eye while drinking tea. The back, she forgot to take the spoon out. Okay, silly humor, but still very funny. Another of my favorites from the set, an eating champ ate 53 pies in one meal. Then in the back, his last meal. Take that, Joey Chestnut, hot dog eating champ. Here's another of my favorites from the set. This card isn't in the best condition. I need to upgrade it. A noted astronomer saw 53 stars in the daytime. It's a beautiful card, classic Wally Wood illustration. And then on the back, after being hit by a truck, that's pretty good. How about Basher Brown had over 2,500 fights? Then on the back, 2,000 of them with his wife. Yeah, okay. How about this? A Denver man lay on a bed of nails for 45 days. This is one that's often used in publications to show this set. And on the back, they couldn't pry him up sooner. All right, just maybe one more here. Okay, let's see. Mr. Fabulous threw knives at his wife blindfolded. And then it wasn't such a good idea. The poor wife didn't make it. Yeah, okay. So these cards are all like that. They're beautifully illustrated. Yes, some of the humor's cornpone, and some of it, by today's standards, might seem downright cruel. The kids absolutely loved these when they came out. But here's another reason why it may not get as much love as it should deserve. Many card historians, myself included, have also done some investigation and found out that perhaps this set was not issued completely nationally, that it was more a regional issue in target pockets around the country. And that's why there doesn't seem to be a lot of these cards available today. It's not a really tough set to collect. Centering is also an issue, but that can be said about a lot of sets of this particular era. But the fact is, you don't see these cards offered all that often on many of the online venues or the regular dealers who sell non-sport cards. So they're pretty tough to locate. If you want to put together a good set, a typical card will cost between $5 and $8 depending on the condition. And again, condition can be everything for cards of this era because of the centering. But what is going to be most interesting for you is trying to get the whole darn set because you don't see them offered all that often. Now, these are really fun cards. They appear at a wonderful time in non-sport card collecting history, and it's a good set for you to get into if you like the real slapstick humor and some of the belly laughs these early cards provided. It's a pretty neat set. All right, that's our look at the 1961 Topps Crazy cards. If you've liked what you've seen, please subscribe. And if you haven't done so, please go to therappermagazine.com to get your free issue of The Rapper, the premier magazine for non-sport card collecting, or to subscribe. All right, folks, until next time, enjoy your cards, enjoy collecting, have fun. See you soon.